Hello everyone, this is Andrew Fields with the newest book I've added to my Books That Suck You In and Don't Let You Go No Matter How Hard You Try list. And the book in question, you might ask, is Neverwhere. Neverwhere is by Neil Gaiman and was published by BBC Books in 1996. Gaiman is also the author of such acclaimed works as American Gods, Stardust, and Good Omens. Neverwhere is a book about a guy from England who goes underground. If only it were that simple, however. The plot of Neverwhere is so grotesquely convoluted and so confusing, it'll probably leave your brain in a tangled mess. And there's not only magic in the book, and I mean there's plenty of magic in the book. It's a pretty strange city. The magic is in using all the things I just said, which make it sound so very negative, and using it as an advantage to make it not just another boring read, but a fun experience. Richard Mayhew is your typical British bloke. He's got a well-paying job, a lovely fiancée, and goes to the pub every night. While he's going to dinner with his fiancée, Jessica, he happens to find a girl upon the sidewalk, and she's wounded. The girl he finds on the sidewalk is the main character of the story, the main focus of the story, and her name is Dor. Let's see. Dor. This leads him to meeting other characters, which she gets him involved with, which cause an unprecedented effect on him. He becomes invisible to everyone around him, and no one can seem to remember who he was. This, of course, takes place after Richard helps her find her way back to the London below by guiding her to other characters. He then eventually finds his way down to London below by talking to those other characters and trying to figure out how he gets to get his life back. Traversing London below and finding where the market is being held, that is, of course, one of the main things of the London below, he encounters Dor and she explains to him what her whole quest is, which is to get revenge for the death of her family. But she must find the angel Islington, which she has no idea where he is, but she lets Richard tag along eventually, even though it's not a very good idea, according to her other companions at first. The other characters that are introduced at this part are the Marquis de Carabra and Dor's bodyguard, Hunter. They are the other two main protagonists of the story, and they help Dor along with her journey. Now, the four of them must survive the cesspool that is London below, and make it to the angel Islington, where they will find out how to avenge Dor's family. All the while, they are being chased by two assassins, Mr. Crewe and Mr. Vandermar, two cutthroats from London below that are detailed with many assassinations and many world tragedies. In passages, he noticed that events were cowards. They didn't occur singly, they traveled in packs and leapt at him all at once. I feel that this definitely sets the tone for the book, and it definitely details how the book occurs and what events happen to Richard and all the other characters in the book. I liked many things about Neverwhere. I liked the story, I liked the characters, but most of all, and most importantly of all, the setting was the one thing that sold me on this book. The setting is the most emphasized part of this book, in my opinion. You will definitely be mesmerized by the descriptions that Gaiman provides. The characters of Neverwhere, in my opinion, take a backseat to the setting that is the grand scheme of London below. And that, in my opinion, is what makes the story work so well. It capitalizes on what it needs to, which in this case is the setting. Everything else works really well, but the main thing that you will definitely notice while you're reading this book is the setting and the atmosphere that this book provides you. I mean, that's definitely not to say that this book doesn't have its fair of good characters. No, that's definitely not the case. Mr. Crewe and Mr. Vandermar are some of the best villains I've ever seen. They're so shady, they're so twisted, and they're just so compelling. But I feel that the story is definitely dragged down by some of the protagonists, Richard and Dor in particular. They just seem so do-good to me. Like, I don't know, they just seem like they don't belong in the setting. Overall, Neverwhere handles everything really well, but the main thing to look forward to is definitely the setting. The setting, the atmosphere, and just everything about London Below is just so great and will always keep you hooked into this story. I recommend Neverwhere to anyone looking for a dark and exciting read. If you liked Harry Potter, or Alice in Wonderland, or Lemony Snicket's series of unfortunate events, I definitely can say that you would love this book. Just a preliminary warning, however, there are some graphic descriptions and some graphic words used, but for the most part, it is generally PG-13. Just watch out for that.